Hello YouTube and welcome to my year in review video. I did one of these last year and it wasn't anything quite like this because you wouldn't see this of me talking. It was just kind of a montage of pictures and videos. I think actually only videos of me throughout the year. It wasn't super long. I don't actually remember how long it was. I'm pretty sure this video is going to end up being longer than that because I'm actually going to sort through quite a bit of stuff, not only videos but pictures as well, and hopefully talk about them over it as I show it to you on the screen. So yeah, I guess just sit back and enjoy me talking about my life for the last year. Yeah, so let's get into it. I have all of the stuff throughout the last year on my Google Photos backed up from my previous phone and this phone as well, so I can just go through month by month and see what I was doing, because obviously off the top of my head I don't really remember half the stuff I did. So to start off the year on a great note, my bike was stolen first week of January, I believe. So that was super unfortunate. I traded like a $60 computer I got for the bike, and the bike was a little janky, but it was a pretty decent BMX bike. It wasn't like a Mongoose or anything, so that was really fun. I learned to do some cool stuff at the skate park on that, but unfortunately that happened. Wasn't able to get it back. Had a little glimpse of hope. I had a friend of a friend who knew where it was and just ended up losing track of it, but it's alright. I didn't drop too much money into the bike, and I'm more into scooters anyways, so not a huge loss. Right here on January 21st are just a few videos of me scootering at the skate park, and then a few days after that, me and my friend Harvey went to an indoor trampoline park called G6 Air Park. I don't know if they're actually open anymore. There was a lot of stuff going on with the trampoline parks around in my area with closing and things like that, but me and my friend Harvey went there, and me and him tried double flips. It was my first time trying a double front flip on a trampoline, maybe his first time. He sent it without any hesitation, which is crazy. And I tried it for my first time and was scared to death. It felt amazing to do, but still have yet to land it, but that was a super fun experience. Then shortly after that, had my birthday. Nothing too crazy there. February 3rd, I went to my friend Andrew Knight's birthday party, and it was at Pat Acres Racing Complex, I believe that's the name of it. It's a little place where you can go and like practice drifting and all sorts of stuff. They have this event where you can, just bring in your own car and you can just drift, and you can also ride along with people. If you don't have your own car to drift, you can kind of flag people down and get a ride. It was super awesome. I managed to do that right at the end of the day before I left, and that was my first time doing a ride along. It was super fun. I was stoked I got that experience, and yeah, it was a really fun time, and I made a nice little video out of that for my YouTube channel as well. About mid-February, February 22nd and around there, we had quite a bit of snow actually, so that was really awesome. Finally have snow. We haven't had any snow this year, which is unfortunate. Maybe we'll get some. It's awesome, obviously, for commuting. I don't have to worry about the dangers of that, but at the same time, snow's just great. Towards the end of February, I bought this iPhone 10 that I have. I actually bought it and then held on to it for a while and didn't actually use it just because it was such a good deal. I didn't even know what I was going to do with it. I was just going to buy it to either resell or to eventually use or something. I don't know. Beginning of March, I started to work on an iPod Classic for the first time. It was one that I owned. I just thought I'd try redoing the front and back panel to kind of make it look mint condition again. Ended up breaking the screen in the process, which I was super frustrated about because I didn't anticipate that and had to order a new screen and wait for that to come in. That was super fun. I got to learn how to work on those, and it looks great now. So also, at the beginning of March, I went to, I believe, my first car meet with my cousin Ethan. This is over in Portland. It happens Saturday evenings. Everyone just meets on this one road kind of alley thing, and everyone just drives through, parks on the side. You get to check out people's cars, show off your own. It's a super awesome event, and yeah, I've been to that a few times. I wish I'd go back soon, so. Looks like March 21st I took another trip to D-Block, the indoor skate park. That was super awesome. I want to go back again and practice some more flips into the foam pit they have there. It's a super awesome place. Unfortunately, they're going to be closing this next year, 2019. in a few months because of more. So we'll have to see if I can go and hit that place up somewhere before they close. There's another place, can't remember off the top of my head the name of the place, but there's another indoor skate park as well that I haven't actually been to before that I need to go check out, that my friend Zach actually recommended, and I've heard a lot about it, so we'll have to see. It's just a little bit more of a drive for me. March 30th I went to a Blazers game with my friend Mallory, and the only reason I actually went to this game is to meet kind of like my idol. His name's Terry Adams. He does BMX flatland tricks. I'll see if I can put up some footage of him riding, either from the game or off of his Instagram, but he does some crazy amazing stuff that kind of blows my mind, and I would have to have so much practice to do anything close to what he's doing. It was super awesome. I actually hit him up on Instagram because I saw he was going to be doing a halftime show at this Blazers basketball game, and he actually said he was going to be able to meet up with me since I was coming out to support him, and was going to make that happen, and unfortunately for some reason I wasn't able to meet up with him after the game, and he had to take off pretty quick. So that sucked, but it was really awesome just to see him in person riding. Yeah. Beginning of April, I got the new to me Toyota Camry 2003 LE, I believe. The day I got that car, I put a racing stripe on it because it's just kind of my classic signature thing to do. I did it with my Nissan NX I had before. I did not do it to my Nissan Sentra because the paint was coming off like crazy, and I just didn't want to make it any more cringy than it was already. But yeah, the Camry is a super great car. My grandpa actually got it for me because I was getting ready to head off for college, and he thought I should have a little bit more of a reliable car. So he had me sell my Nissan Sentra, and he gave me this as a gift, I guess. It was really awesome. So basically I have to give him free tech support for the rest of my life, but I'm okay with that. April 12th, I took a trip up to Yakima to visit my cousin Ethan, who was already attending the college I was going to be going to. Went to, do some testing stuff at the college, and then check out the apartment that he's at right now. I went up with my parents, got to check out the apartment, see the place, meet up with Ethan, go get some food. It was a pretty good time. April 22nd was the last day I had my Nissan Sentra. I actually took a ton of pictures and a walk-around video of the car before I sold it, just because I knew I would want to look back at it later on and kind of remember my car. It was really cool. I did a little bit of carbon fiber wrap stuff on the interior and the door handles. I put in red lights on my odometer, speedometer, whatever you want to call it. That was super sick. Yeah, so I sold that car. April 25th, Baja Blast finally came back into stores. Here's a bunch of pictures of it. I was super stoked to finally get it again, and got a bunch of it, and nerded out over that. Around beginning of May, I believe, that was the first time I actually figured out how to flash a new ROM, or whatever you call it, operating system, onto a Android phone. So my buddy gave me his Galaxy S7 that wasn't working anymore. He was just going to toss it. I ended up figuring out what was up with it, ended up flashing the ROM back on, got the phone working again, and resold the phone. So that was super cool that I figured out how to fix it. I know what to do in the future, and I made a little bit of money, and I think I hooked him up with a little bit of it just because he gave it to me for free, and I felt bad I was making so much money when he just gave it to me. So May 21st, took another trip back up to Yakima for some more testing stuff. Actually, no, that was an orientation. I went up for an orientation for my class in college, met up with Ethan again, of course, and I was there with my grandparents, so we went out and they treated us to dinner, mostly Ethan, because he's probably eaten a bunch of top ramen for all I know. So that was a nice treat for him, and a good time for all of us, since I got to see him again and he got to see us again. It was all around pretty great. May 27th, I fell off my roof. It's a 2-story house. I fell off basically the first story. climbing up a ladder, slipped off, going from the top step up to the roof, fell right onto my back on the concrete patio, knocked the wind out of myself. Mom called 911, ambulance showed up at our house. They checked me out. I was fine. They said nothing looked wrong, but obviously go in and get checked just to see, because I didn't want to have anything messed up inside me that they didn't know about. So I went in to the emergency room. They checked me out. I was all good. Just took it easy for a little bit and I was fine. But that was a fun experience. Looks like June 5th, June 6th, around then was my last day working at Fred Meyer's. I worked there for about 2 years as a front-end parcel or courtesy clerk. So I got to push the carts, empty the garbages, help customers out to their car with their groceries, all that fun stuff. I honestly wanted to work in the electronics department, but I was just kind of having issues transferring over, and I probably wasn't as persistent as I should have been trying to push to get into it. But that's all right. Had my last day there. It was a little sad because I was really tight with just about everybody I worked with there, from cashiers to other parcels to my managers. So yeah. And then right after that was my last day at the Hawkinson Cafe. I worked there. I honestly don't even remember. It was, I think, maybe slightly under a year. I was a dishwasher there. There's not too much good things to say about being a dishwasher. It's not like I hated my job, but there's a lot of other options out there. So, but I made a lot of good friendships out of that job, and maybe they'll hook me up with discounts if I ever go back in the future. Just kidding, I'm totally going to go back in the future regardless. But, yeah, that was super fun. So I actually hung pictures of myself that said Employee of the Month throughout the whole entire restaurant after we closed on my last day. The funny thing is we never had an Employee of the Month, which makes it even better. And it took like weeks to over a month to find all of the pictures I hid throughout the restaurant, so that was super fun. On June 9th, my friend Mallory, who I believe I mentioned earlier from the Trailblazers game that we went to, she got us tickets to the Foam Glow 5K run. I believe that's what it was called. It was like a little marathon thing, you know, you can run, jog, sprint, whatever the heck you want to do. And it was kind of like a neon foam, like they had foam cannons and crazy stuff, and there was neon and like light up paint and all sorts of crazy stuff. It was super awesome. I saw ads for it on Facebook all over the place, and thought it was cool, but it's kind of one of those things where you never actually go through with it and actually buy tickets or anything for it. And yeah, since I was leaving for college, she thought it would be a fun thing for us to go do together, and it was a super awesome time. I enjoyed it. I am into running, and so is she, because she did track, I believe. She's going to kill me if I'm wrong about that. But she was into running a little bit too as well, so it was fun for both of us. Super great time. It was freezing cold at the end because you're covered in foam and it's cold out and all that fun stuff. About June 13th, June 14th, I was heading out to leave for college. If you watched my original video, I got a little bit emotional. It was hard because like all my friends and family are here. First time living away from home. There was just a lot of stuff going through my mind, and yeah, cried it out a little bit. Ended up actually leaving to go move up and live in the apartment with my cousin Ethan the next day after. Kind of got settled in. We went to the gym. He has a Planet Fitness gym membership, and you can bring a friend for free, so we went to the gym a lot and worked out together. That was super fun. And I guess from what I can tell right here, I came back to visit very shortly after I moved in, and helped my grandparents with hay baling over at their place. They have a bunch of cows, and I got my friend Mallory and Ben and Anthony to come out and help, along with my brother Connor and possibly Brendan, and got to bale hay and eat ice cream. What's better than that? But it's a yearly tradition. We always go and help bale hay. It's super fun. So if you haven't baled hay, you're missing out. Come help next year. It's almost next year, guys. That's why I'm filming this video. Like, Sign up list down below. Let's go. And then shortly after that visit, went back to Yakima, had my first day at college, got my little ID card, was all official, fun stuff like that. And then after that, I had the joys of troubleshooting, figuring out how to set up our internet at home, because he didn't have a router or a modem or paying for internet, so I had to figure out the whole coax cable, and I guess I don't know as much as I thought I did, so I was struggling with that for a while. And we finally got internet. And then we are at the 4th of July. Me and Ethan headed back home. We drove separately because we just wanted to go each to our own houses for hanging out with our family and for whatever party or get together we were having. So we just followed each other pretty much all the way home until we had a split paths, and he went to his house and I went to mine. We had a little bit of a 4th of July party going on. I don't actually remember if we invited anybody. I don't even remember. I don't have a ton of pictures from that. And then I just went down the street to my friend Carlos's house, and he just had a bunch of fireworks, and we set those off and smoked grenades or whatever. And I messed around with that and my scooter and made some fun videos out of that for Instagram. Also, I totally forgot to mention, when I moved up to Yakima for college, I actually transferred to the Fred Meyers there in Yakima, and it was a super easy process. They were super chill. Everyone at the Yakima location was really nice and accepting of me just coming in, even though they didn't personally know me. They just knew I was a good employee from what they heard from the Battleground location, so that was really awesome. I got to work in the home department, so basically just facing the shelves and picking up toys that kids throw all over the floor, and returns, just a lot of that stuff. So I was working there part-time as I was in college. July 20th, me and Ethan made our way back home again, and I don't honestly remember why we were visiting, but there was a cruise-in that we have each year in Battleground on Main Street, and everyone drives their cars up and down the street, kind of like the RDM car meet in Portland I was talking about earlier, but this is a lot more family-friendly and a lot more like older vintage cars and fun stuff like that. And then they had a burnout pit, which was super cool, and got to watch that. And my friend came out with his drone and filmed some footage and got some pictures for the newspaper and things like that. It was a really great time. And then July 31st, I actually got dismissed from college. I was only there for, I guess it looks like about 2 months-ish roughly. And I was not doing the best academically with math. I've always kind of struggled with math. Freshman, sophomore year, I did not have the best teacher in my math class, and that made it really hard just to kind of from the beginning get a good concept of everything, just because she wasn't the most helpful teacher, and it was kind of hard for the students to help me out when they're focusing on their own stuff. But just since the beginning, I've struggled with math, and was barely hanging on in college, was trying to get help studying all the time, and it just didn't work out. I actually got reimbursed with just about all my tuition, and I got to keep my tools, so I can't complain too much. But it was a great learning experience, good living away from home experience as well. So I don't want to say it was an unfortunate event. I think it was something helpful in my life to go through, an experience, and I can always consider college again in the future, and think things through a little bit more before I go through. But I've experienced it now, so I have a little bit more knowledge on what's going on. August 8th, I went to the Clark County Fair with my girlfriend at the time. I don't know if I'm going to put much of pictures or videos up, just because I already made a whole video out of this. Yeah, something that happens every year. It was cool. And then the day I was waiting for all year, the annual Portland Scooter Street Jam. This is something I look forward to a ton, because tons and tons of scooter kids and professional scooter riders and just anybody who's into scooters just shows up. We all meet at one spot, and I'll do tricks on grind rails, down stair sets, just all sorts of different spots, and ride throughout Portland, Oregon, and hit up different spots, film stuff, give away prizes. I'm not even there to do best trick or to really win anything. It's just kind of more super fun experience. I get to watch people throw down amazing stuff. I get to film it every year, make a video out of it, and get to watch it back and show all my friends. My friends are probably tired of me showing them scooter videos over and over every year. So sorry guys. And then August 18th, for the first time, I went to the Seattle Scooter Street Jam, which is just the same thing as the Portland Street Jam, just in Seattle. That was a lot more of a drive for me. That's half the reason I hadn't been to it before. I was super glad I got to go. I got to ride new spots and a new skate park that I've never ridden before. So that was a super fun time. Got to film that as well and make a video out of it. August 28th, my family got to go to Wild Waves. It's an amusement park. They have rides kind of like Disneyland, and they also have a water park, just all in the same thing. So that was super fun. I want to say we were at the water park more of the time than we were on the amusement rides, mainly because we've been to Disneyland and California Adventure and stuff like that before. So we haven't been to water parks a ton, so it was super fun, and if it's hot, why not? And then August 29th, I went back up to Yakima for the last time, I believe, to pack up the rest of my stuff. I brought my little brother Connor with me, so he got to ride the skate park for the first time in Yakima. I got to ride it for the last time for a while. Took some pictures of my car on the side of the road in like the middle of nowhere, just for fun. As you can see, the apartment was kind of a mess, so I tried to tidy it up a little bit for Ethan before I left, I swear. And then I was pretty much moved back home at this point. After that, I got to go up to Long Beach with Mallory and her family for a little car cruising event up there, and she has a family up there as well. Mallory got to bring her Dodge Challenger up there. Here's a sick picture edit thing I did of her car. I swear it's cool. And a few pictures of some of the other cars that were there. It was a really cool event. Her family was really nice and accepting of me, I guess. I don't know. I'm just her friend. It's cool. Please accept me. Honestly, for quite a while, it looks like I was doing just about nothing. I just have a bunch of screenshots of iPhones and stuff I was fixing and reselling. I think I was honestly just doing that and going to the skate park, maybe making an occasional YouTube video, and then just sending out job applications, since I didn't really want to go back to Fred Meyer's because I was there for so long and I was looking for a full-time job, and they didn't have a ton of full-time positions like at all, so I didn't have much of an option there. Hawkinson Cafe was full-time, but I did not want to be a dishwasher again, so it was time for a fresh start. So I applied around and eventually got a job, but we're not there yet, so I can't talk about that yet. So I applied at a place called Fixoid. It's a tech repair place. They do phones, laptops, desktops, gaming consoles, like everything. We fix, repair, resell, all sorts of stuff, like just about any device. So I had an internship there for, I believe, about 3 days, just so I could get a feel and they could get a feel for me. And it just ended up working out. They liked me. I liked the place. It seemed pretty decent. I thought I could get the hang of it. So I started there. So it was kind of a perfect fit since I already fixed tech stuff on my own. You can see the phones up there that I've been working on. So it was really nice to have that previous experience working on stuff to help them out so they don't have to train me as much, and so I could, get started right off the bat and not kind of feel awkward about it. And then we had the annual Walk to Defeat ALS in Portland, Oregon on September 23rd. Got Mallory to tag along with me on that since she's into running. Why not walk? So she came along on that. That was super fun. Tried to get some pictures. September 25th, some pros from all over the world who were kind of in town for the street jam just stopped by Battleground. There was this guy from France. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce his name. Sorry about that. and some other guys who, they're not like, world's best, but they're pretty crazy. So here's some footage of them like boosting some huge air at the Battleground skate park and doing some super sick tricks. And right before they went to head out, I actually managed to snag a picture with all the guys. So here's that, and they also hooked me and this little kid Keith up with a bunch of posters and stickers, so that was super cool. I honestly don't know where all of the stickers and posters went, but I had a ton of them. Alright, September 28th, there was just a football game at Battleground High School. Gotta support your high school you went to, and who doesn't like watching football? So me and Mallory went to that and watched the game, kind of peep on my friends who were helping film, because I used to help film those games all the time. So that was really cool. Around beginning of October, I got the new 21 Pilots album that and I'm sure a lot of people have been waiting forever for, because 21 Pilots, just after their last album and the tour finished, they just didn't post anything anywhere. Everyone was like, what is going on? And they finally released a new album. I think they released 3 singles before they released the whole album. Finally got the album. Did not sleep all night because I was listening to that. But yeah, I like 21 Pilots, if you can't tell. And Owl City and NF. Top 3 artists, I swear. So finally got to listen to that album. October 5th, for the first time ever, I got to see Owl City in concert, which is something I've been wanting to do for years. That was such an amazing experience, and of course I went with Mallory. Who else was I gonna go with? It was a super, super awesome time. It was probably one of my favorite concerts. I've been to an NF concert. I went to this, and shortly after this concert, I went to a 21 Pilots concert. 21 Pilots was amazing, NF was amazing, but just, I feel like I connect a lot more with the music from Owl City, or Adam Young, if you guys know him by that name. And it was just super awesome to get to see him live, and it was amazing. October 16th, I'm guessing it's a Tuesday, I had the day off. So I went to a skate park in Oregon somewhere. I honestly don't remember. I don't even remember the name of the skate park, even though I totally should. I got to go ride that. Went to Voodoo Donuts 2. I think that's the name of the location. There's 2 different Voodoo Donuts. I'm pretty sure Voodoo's fairly exclusive to just Oregon. I'm not 100% sure, but it's kind of cool just to have something that's more exclusive to your area, kind of like In-N-Out. Like I can't get In-N-Out because I don't live in like California, and I don't want to drive way deep into Oregon to go have it. So, and then I got to go do a front flip at the Apple Store, because why not? Had second thoughts about it for a second, and I was like, nah, I know I'm gonna regret it if I don't. So I did it, and landed it, and it was awesome. Honestly, after I got my new job at Fixoid, since I'm working full-time, I work Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 10 to 7, Saturday, 10 to 5, and then I have Sunday off. It's just a lot of work and not a ton of free time, so that's kind of why I hadn't been doing much the last while after I got that job. November 6th, I got new wheels on my scooter. Finally, they're amazing. My other wheels are still good. They're over here. But they were pretty worn down and a little uneven between the front and the back. So it was time. And Northwest Ambush Paint and Skate, hooking them up. Go check them out. I'll put their Instagram username below. It's a great skate shop. They're super awesome people. They hook it up. They got bike parts, they got scooter parts, they got paintball supplies. They have everything. So if you need stuff, go hit them up. They're local, they're awesome. And then November 15th, I finally got to go to the 21 Pilots concert with Jessica. That was super awesome. I had been listening to 21 Pilots for a super long time, and honestly didn't even really think too much about trying to get tickets to a concert, because they sell out, and it's like so hard to get tickets to their concert. So I just didn't really have a thought in my mind about trying to get tickets, and Jessica got tickets, and I bought the other ticket off her because I was desperate, and it was an amazing show. Finally got to hear him live. If you don't listen to 21 Pilots or Owl City or NF, you're just missing out. Towards the end of November, Thanksgiving, so went up to Ethan's family's house, had Thanksgiving there. I don't really have any pictures of that, but there was Thanksgiving. And honestly, after that, not too much happened in December. My friend Bailey invited me over to a little Christmas party after work. I was super late to it because it started before I was even off of work. Had to drive from Portland back to Battleground and go to her place, but it was nice that I was invited. Feels good. So we had gingerbread houses we built, watched Fast and Furious, and had a little bit of snacks and candy and pizza. It was a great time. So get yourself some friends in your life. They're pretty cool. And I learned how to mod, I guess, Wii's. It's like the jailbreaking equivalent on Nintendo systems called homebrewing. Figured that out on my Wii, and pimped it out. I didn't really look into it too much because I didn't really care. I never even have time to game anyways, with having a full-time job, trying to handle relationships, friendships, just everything. I don't have time for games, and trying to film YouTube videos, because I don't post super often, but it's not like I'm posting to make money or anything. I'm just doing this for fun because I enjoy it, and not only do I enjoy filming it, I enjoy editing it, I enjoy your guys' feedback. Even if you don't leave feedback, which would be appreciated if you did. It's still awesome that you guys even watched the video in the first place. This might set a record for the longest video I have ever filmed. I guess we'll see. But thank you guys for watching. This was probably a long one. I appreciate you guys coming in and checking this video out. Hopefully I'm able to film a little bit more this next year. Obviously it's a little hard just since I'm working full-time, but I don't have to juggle college. I don't have to juggle 2 different jobs at the same time, so might be a little bit easier. I'm not sure. I can't tell right now, but whenever I'm available to make new videos, I'm gonna do that and put it up for you guys. You can always watch me and keep up on my Snapchat or Instagram, which will be at the end of this video. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.